Satellite images indicate that the UK Royal Navy aircraft carrier HMS Queen Elizabeth has entered the South China Sea. HMS Queen Elizabeth is presently undertaking its first operational deployment as part of Carrier Strike Group 21, CSG-21, which also includes the Royal Navy Type 45 destroyers HMS Diamond and HMS Defender, the Type 23 frigates HMS Northumberland and HMS Kent, an Astute-class nuclear-powered attack submarine, most likely HMS Artful, and 2 Royal Fleet Auxiliary Support Ships, RFA Tide Force and RFA Fort Victoria. In a statement provided to CNN, a spokesperson from Britain's Ministry of Defense said the Carrier Strike Group was lawfully navigating the South China Sea, just as 1/3 of global shipping does on an annual basis. This is a significant development and is expected to see an increase in tensions between Britain and China. In this video, Defense Updates analyzes why HMS Queen Elizabeth transit through the South China Sea is a message to China. Let's get started. This video is sponsored by War Thunder. If you are, like us, fascinated by military vehicles and technology, I recommend you give War Thunder a try. It's a military vehicle combat game which you can download and play for free on PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One with cross-platform support. It has a huge variety of more than 1,200 playable aircraft, tanks, helicopters, and ships from the 1930s to the 1990s, which you can take to battle on land, in the air, and at sea on more than 80 theaters of war. War Thunder's been kind enough to offer all Defense Updates viewers a special bonus, which will grant you a free premium tank, aircraft, or ship, and 3 days of premium account time for registering using our link in the description below. So take the plunge and join more than 20 million players from around the world. China claims almost 90% of the South China Sea. It's said that it has indisputable sovereignty over the area. Vietnam, the Philippines, Malaysia, Brunei, and Taiwan have disputed these claims. The wide-reaching demarcation was rejected by an arbitral tribunal at The Hague in July 2016. The route is significant as about $5 trillion in trade through shipping passes each year. The sea also has alleged 11 billion barrels of untapped oil and 190 trillion cubic feet of natural gas. Countries like the US, Japan, and India have no claims in the area and want freedom of navigation as per international maritime laws. China has tried imposing a unilateral decision as per which all ships and aircraft navigating in the area need to identify themselves to the Chinese military. The Chinese Navy has heckled vessels of smaller nations like Vietnam and the Philippines several times in the last couple of years. It has militarized several islands in the area and has even deployed advanced missile systems like YJ-12 anti-ship missile, as well as HQ-9 surface-to-air missile. The Queen Elizabeth class is a class of 2 aircraft carriers of the United Kingdom's Royal Navy. HMS Queen Elizabeth, the lead ship of this class, has been commissioned in 2017. The second, HMS Prince of Wales, was commissioned on the 10th of December 2019. Each will displace 65,000 tons and has a length of 280 meters. They will carry around 1,600 personnel on board. They are the largest warships ever constructed for the Royal Navy and the second largest non-US Navy warships after the Yamato-class battleships. The cost of the program is £6.2 billion. HMS Queen Elizabeth has a speed of around 26 knots or 48 kilometers per hour, and a range of 10,000 nautical miles or 18,520 kilometers. The ship's radars include BAE Systems and Thales S-1850M for long-range, wide-area search. The BAE Systems Artisan 3D Type 997 maritime, medium-range, active electronically scanned array radar, and navigation radar. BAE claims the S-1850M has fully automatic detection and tracked initiation that can track up to 1,000 air targets at a range of around 400 kilometers or 250 miles. For defense, it has Phalanx CIWS 30mm DS-30M Mark II guns and miniguns. HMS Queen Elizabeth will generally carry 24 F-35B fighters, as well as 14 Merlin anti-submarine and utility helicopters. But in warfare, they could carry up to 36 fighters. It has Lockheed Martin F-35B Lightning II as its main strike aircraft. HMS Queen Elizabeth is currently embarking 8 F-35B short takeoff and vertical landing, STOVL, stealth fighters from the UK Royal Air Force, RAF, and another 10 of the same fighter from US Marine Corps' Marine Fighter Attack Squadron, VMFA-211. The F-35B is a family of single-seat, single-engine, all-weather, stealth, multi-role fighters. The fifth-generation combat aircraft is designed to perform ground attack and air superiority missions. The F-35B, which is a short takeoff and vertical landing STOVL variant, is the first to combine radar-evading stealth technology with supersonic speeds and the ability to work with carriers. British F-35Bs are armed with several weapons, like Meteor, ASRAAM, Paveway 4, and Spear 3 to name a few. Meteor missile is currently considered to be the most potent, beyond visual range, air-to-air missile, having a range of 150 kilometers or around 93 miles. The carrier's rotary wing assets consist of Wildcat HMA-2 multi-role helicopters, anti-submarine warfare, and airborne early warning and control Merlin HM-2 helicopters, as well as Commando Merlin helicopters. HMS Queen Elizabeth is a modern carrier, and its capabilities are surpassed only by American Nimitz and Ford-class supercarriers. Though the carrier is not nuclear-powered, it still has enough range to project power far away from the British homeland. The appearance of the British flagship in the South China Sea was known in advance, but it still carries a significant message as the US, United Kingdom, and allies look to challenge China's expansive territorial claims in this region. Viewers may note that earlier the UK Ministry of Defense has been urged by several British politicians to send HMS Queen Elizabeth to the South China Sea to stand up to China. Sometime back, French nuclear attack submarine SNA Emeraude conducted a patrol in the South China Sea. All these indicate that a major shift is taking place as more and more nations join hands to challenge China.